Hey folks, I just wanted to take a moment to remind you, or if you missed our prior announcements about it, let you know about our first ever Breaking Rebound Challenge that launches in just a few days. So I'm recording this on January 16th, and the challenge is starting this weekend, though you can really get started at any point in time. It's going to be held over a 30-day period. By now you've heard from so many of our most successful beast slayers how crucial it was to get the medications, the migraine medications, out of the picture. I've mentioned before that this and mindset are the two biggest barriers to success with the plan. As you may know, breaking rebound, or really getting rid of medication-related vulnerability, is one of the three pillars of migraine freedom, and all three pillars are needed for success. And as I've talked about with prior episodes about rebound, every single dose of medication matters. There's this terrible myth out there that says that if you stay under 2 doses a week of medications, you'll be fine. I tried that myself for many years, and I now realize, as do so many others, just how untrue that is and just how much suffering that causes. So like I said, the reality is every single dose matters, because every single dose of abortive medication renders you more vulnerable to a future migraine. And also, and this was something that Lori brought up in the last podcast, which is another really, really important point, is that it also makes the next migraine more painful. So not only does each drug make you more likely to have another migraine, and it typically also makes that migraine more painful because of the changes that it promotes in brain chemistry. And as I've talked about many times, what gets labeled as rebound headaches, for those who are familiar with the concept, is the end result of a process that's been going on for a while. And so it's so important to remember, and what our most successful beast slayers have discovered is that every dose matters. This is why you heard Lori, who went from daily headaches, feeling, as she describes it, miserable for much of the last 3 decades, to now feeling amazing, like she said, better than she did when she was in her 20s. And this is why you heard her vow to never touch a migraine medication ever again. And that's not rooted in some vague fear about long-term risks. That's because she's experienced firsthand that the medications turn a short-term issue into a long-term problem, and that ultimately, for so many, they end up causing far more suffering than they relieve. It's something I've seen over and over again in my practice as a neurologist, and it's a story you've now heard here on the podcast and in our community over and over. Migraines continuing to escalate and worsen once people are placed on migraine medications. And you probably know there really aren't any resources out there for people who are trying to deal with this. Certainly no resources inside of our conventional healthcare system. Sometimes folks are dismayed by that fact, but you have to understand that the way the system is set up, it's really set up to only offer drugs or medications as the tool, and if that's not the proper tool, there's really nothing else. All of the incentives for people in that system, I know firsthand, are driven towards you writing a prescription, and doctors are rewarded for doing so. And I think it's safe to say that every single person who's migraine-free without drugs, myself included, they would have never thought that they could even survive without medications, much less feel better than they've ever felt in their life. So while there are very few resources out there, this has been an area of intense focus for me and for everyone in our community. And we've learned a lot and developed a lot of resources. And we've worked with so many people going through this who've taught us so much, many of whom are part of our Migraine Neverland family and are resources that we can draw on during this challenge. So we're really excited about it. I'll be dumping every possible bit of knowledge that I can. We'll be providing every resource we've created. And ultimately, our goal will be to build some lasting habits that we know to be essential for long-term success in finding a drug-free path to freedom. I know that going down this road, period, takes a boatload of courage, and there's no reason now that you have to do that alone. Of course, the decision to ditch the medications is one that folks have to make for themselves, not one that we can make for you. For those who have made that decision, we'll provide a community and our best resources to help you be successful. So again, we'd love to have you. The more people in our community, the more we learn, the more we spread this message, the more beasts that are slayed, and the closer we get to a migraine-free world. So if you want to learn more, you can either go to mymigrainemiracle.com and click on the resources tab where you'll find links to Migraine Everland, or you can go directly to mymigrainemiracle.com/end of migraine. All right, and I will be back soon for another full episode. Now it's time to go out and slay the beast.